Aine Redican, debut seasons don't quite roll around quite like this for every player. How has it been for you in your first year with the Leitrim?
It's been amazing. I consider myself very lucky. The fact that not every debut player, I guess, would come in and say that they can play in Croke Park or win Connacht Championship, or obviously then go into Croke Park. So yeah, I would consider myself very lucky.
What was, I suppose, the circumstances around you? You've been a kind of established club player on the scene and very competitive with Kilturbert, obviously, for the last number of years. But so what was the reason being, or the invite into the county setup? How did that come about for you?
I suppose I had came into the setup in previous years, but I don't think I was confident enough, or like I didn't have that sense of belief in myself, and I just wasn't ready to commit to what is such an amazing team. So this year I got the call and I felt more ready, and I'm so glad I did, because it's just such an amazing setup to come into, and yeah, I'm glad that I gave that decision and gave it the commitment that it deserves.
In hindsight, it's very easy to say it was worth it when you're in a final,
yeah.
But I suppose halfway through the season, would you have had that same in terms of personal development and everything that comes with that?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like when you're playing with the girls that are the calibre of what they are, you are going to benefit so much as a player, like your skills and your mindset and everything, and obviously coming into contact with Johnny and the rest of the management, like they improve you so much as a player. So not only was I getting that enjoyment with the county, but I know that it'll benefit me in the long run when I go back to club as well.
Let's talk a bit about the club, because obviously Michelle, the team captain, is also one of your club mates, and there's a few from Kilturbert in around the squad for the last few years. Did you speak to them when the opportunity came up, or was it something decision you made on your own?
No, it was 100% like a decision that I wanted input from others. Like obviously I asked my family and that, but like Michelle and Neve are such big characters and such an inspiration for myself and for the girls growing up. So getting that input, and they of course they were like, take your time and make the decision that is right for you, but they gave me all the encouragement and said that they had that belief in myself and kind of instilled that belief for me to do.
I suppose Leitrim have seen a lot of players in an attacking sense in recent years top the scoring charts, and even within this year's squad there's 3 or 4 in the top 10 in the entire country. You've come into that setup, you've made game time, you've been a key part of this team in the march to the final. How has that been? What's your experience about that?
Like I think naturally I wouldn't have been somebody who would be on the scoring charts, and whilst I'm still not necessarily, I think my attacking sense my attacking abilities have changed, and like I was always known as being a runner, but I think finishing off those runs and making those runs more dangerous, and like just, I suppose, yeah, I've kind of been continuing doing the same running role, but just I guess at a more like established way, if that makes sense.
Providing opportunities and
exactly.
being the link between defence and attack.
Yeah.
In terms of what has been the biggest learning for you this season with Leitrim, like, because it is a big step up from club football?
Oh, it's all about who you're surrounded by. Like, to be honest, there's such a group of positive, encouraging girls, and it's very easy to fall into a mindset that you kind of mirror of the mindset that's going on around you. So if people are around you and they're positive and they're encouraging, then you too are going to play to your best of your ability. So I suppose for me, the learning curve was, if you want to make it to Croke Park, if you want to make it to these big setups, you have to train competitively, you have to give it your all and encourage everybody. So it really is like a team effort, and you kind of mirror what goes on around you.
In terms of the game, next 2 weeks, what's the plan in terms of the build-up, I suppose, with the team, but also more important, I suppose, in your own day-to-day routine? Is that going to change much? Can you see it having much of an impact?
I don't think it'll change too much. Like, we're very much focusing on ourselves, trying to ignore whatever else is going on outside, and if we kind of do the simple things right and focus on ourselves and your mindset, and make sure that you're controlling the controllables, then hopefully it'll go our way.
Excellent. Listen, thanks for chatting to us, and the very best of luck in Croke Park in 2 weeks' time.
Thank you.